Gloria Strode, and welcome to Straightforward. Today we have a very, very special treat for you. My guest is Mayor Dorothy Hubbard from Albany, Georgia, but her greatest claim to fame is that she is an alumni of the Albany State University. Welcome, Mayor.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You have really blazed the trail. You are definitely an example of the best and the brightest of the Albany State University. How did we get from being a student to becoming the mayor of Albany?
Well, it was a long journey for sure. I started out in the registrar's office at Albany State after graduation, and I stayed there and left and went to graduate school at the University of Georgia. Then returned and became director of admissions and records. And then the thing that I loved about it, was that I got to meet all the young people who came in. I felt like they kept me young. And I saw, I
and you are still young.
Well, thank you. I like the transition of helping them to navigate the maze from high school to college and to just see them grow. After that, I moved and spent the last 10 years in the president's office as assistant to the president at Albany State University. So I enjoyed my tenure there. I used to tease them and say, I would have worked for less money because I really, really loved that job. And I'm sure you've heard the saying that if you love what you're doing, then it's really not work.
It's really
and
not.
That's how it was for me. But it was a long, tedious journey. I come from a very meager background. I had the inspiration, really, of educators. One of my great mentors, Ms. Willa Pearl Hughes, Wilburn, actually lives right here in Columbus, Georgia.
Oh, really?
I can actually say that she was instrumental in my attending Albany State. So.
Really? So you really had a village.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Our young people always say it now. They don't really have the village that we had.
That's exactly
right. When we were, coming up before integration and that kind of thing.
That's right.
People didn't have to be your parent or your relative to try to make sure that you went to the next level.
That's right. And to even just to advise you and make sure that you were doing the right thing, in the community. We didn't dare do anything that was against our mother's rules.
Oh, yeah.
Because the person who saw us could give us a spanking.
Exactly.
And then we got home and told our mothers, and we got
that same discipline again.
Yeah,
and you certainly didn't want to do anything that would bring dishonor.
That's right, to your family. That's right. You wanted to do everything to make them proud. And even though, like I said, we came from a meager background, we still had that pride instilled in us.
Absolutely.
We
were poor, and we didn't know we were poor.
Yes. I didn't realize I was poor until I got to graduate school, and they started telling us about the salaries of the parents and those kinds of things. My father passed when I was like 13 years old. And so we really, really were just living from what he left us, And so, I was like, oh my God, I was poor.
So you left the Albany State University and went to graduate school at the University of Georgia.
Yes.
So that dispels the myth.
Oh, yes.
Because at one point they felt, some folks, the talking heads, that if you went to a HBCU, that our education was not at the top shelf.
Oh, no.
So for you to leave ASU and go to the University of Georgia, then that has...
And survive.
And
And made good grades.
All right, now.
Made good grades. Came out of there with my degree in 1 year.
Really?
Yes, ma'am, I did. And I'm very proud of that because I really feel like the education that I received at Albany State, the things that I call them the hoops that they put me through, prepared me. So at the university, there was nothing they could do to me to make me think that I couldn't do it.
Because at Albany State, it was like you had been through boot camp.
Yes.
Because they were very serious about
very
learning, and you had to be committed, and they
yes.
wanted you to excel.
Yes.
But there was no room for foolishness.
That's exactly right. And I can tell you, it was not foolishness. I mean, I had to spend some nights. I stayed up. I can tell you, I stayed up all night long.
Burnt the midnight oil,
but
as we would say.
Yes, I have. But I enjoyed it, and I was really prepared, and I had no problem in terms of getting my work.
So who were some of the professors from back then? Because now, you know, we have this beautiful campus. It's state of the art.
Isn't it?
So very different from when we were there.
Oh, yes.
So who are some of those trailblazing educators that you had that taught you the lesson? You know how at that point we think we don't like the person, but then
I wanted to kill him.
And then when we became an adult, we was like, wow, that person really had my best interests at heart.
Yes. Well,
who are some of those people?
Mrs. W.A.R. Cochran, who was in education, with Mrs. Christine Blaylock, both of those people.
Oh, Miss Blaylock.
But the one person that I really wanted to kill was Dr. Helen Foster.
Oh, wow.
Dr. Helen Foster, I was actually a business education major. And Dr. Helen Foster was, I thought she was the meanest, the hottest professor in the School of Business. And you could hear her hollering dictation coming down the hall because she wanted us to be ready. You know, you couldn't be in an office and your boss come in and you weren't ready to take the dictation, and so you could hear how, but she was really a tough one on us. But she told me later on that she really continued to push us because as she pushed us and raised the bar, we kept meeting the bar. We kept jumping over the bar. And
so she knew you had the ability.
Yes, it had potential, and so that's why she kept pushing us. But I learned to love and appreciate her and all of the other professors, but she and Mrs. Cochran. Mrs. Cochran taught me. Mrs. Cochran was chair of the Faculty Senate.
Really?
And I was her student assistant in addition to, you know, taking classes from her in education. So she taught me all about how to run meetings and how to prepare agendas and how to do minutes and all of that. So
little did you know, as a student, you were being trained for such a time like this.
Had no idea.
About that?
Had no idea.
So all of that was a part of that journey preparing you for the position that you're holding as mayor of Albany, Georgia.
Yes.
Well, what we're going to do, Mayor Hubbard, is we're going to take a break, go to our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Very good.
All right. Very good. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Chalk by Quincy, introduces Excellence Redefined, timepieces of the finest technology, luxury, and class, with tons of style at chalklifestyle.com. Renal Associates, LLC, a team of physicians dedicated to excellent kidney care with 5 convenient locations to serve you. Stark Avenue, Columbus, Bradley Park, Columbus, Lafayette Parkway, LaGrange, East Burkhalter Avenue, Buena Vista, and Springs Street in Warm Springs.
History is important because it shows where you're coming from and where you're going. Type 2 diabetes is something that runs in my family, which means I'm at risk. In fact, 1 in 3 American adults are at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. And knowing this, if I do nothing, that family history becomes my family's future. And my family is too important to me for that. Take the risk factor assessment today at AskScreenKnow.com.
Hi, I'm Bo Pelini. Please join the fight to put an end to homelessness among our military vets.
You can find them on a street corner, in a homeless shelter. Veterans who served America in her time of need. Now, they need your help. The Letter Winners Challenge is dedicated to ending homelessness among our veterans.
Even one homeless vet is one too many for me.
To learn how you can help, log on to thehomelessvetsproject.org.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Do it for the vine.
Hi, I'm Pastor Quinn, Senior Pastor of New Destiny Church.
And I'm Lady Denitra Hartnett, and we would like to invite you out to worship with us at New Destiny Church, where we do it for the vine.
welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing my conversation with one of the best and the brightest of the Albany State University, Mayor Dorothy Hubbard of Albany. Mayor, I am so very proud and excited that you would take the time and come and share with me and the audience today.
Well, I'm delighted to be here.
Well, you have been the mayor for how long now in Albany?
I have been the mayor for, this is my 4th year.
Your fourth year?
Fourth year. I'm up for re-election this year. But prior to that, I served on the city commission for 6 years, from 2005.
Oh, okay.
And so
you were familiar with the community.
And I think that helped to prepare me, because I didn't have to go in trying to learn the rules and the laws and the regulations and those kinds of things. I was already familiar with that and with the process and how things were done, and I already had some ideas about the kinds of things that I'd like to see happen under a Hubbard administration.
All right, now, not only a Hubbard from the Albany State University,
yes.
Which is a main part of the community.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And again, I always tell people that is my greatest claim to fame. We have universities, colleges here in Columbus, but that is one of the smartest moves that I made, and I have no regrets about that.
That's
because not only did they really give us a good education, they nurtured us. And like you were saying before we went to the break, one of the professors, she already was exposing you and teaching you to how to
prepare me, how to run a meeting and how to prepare agendas. Yes, and how to prepare agendas and make sure that I had every little detail taken care of. Call this professor and make sure that this is what he meant when he said he wanted this on the agenda and those kinds of things. So I did not know at the time that was what I was being prepared for.
Right.
But it also said that those work-study jobs we had that helped us to make the money to get through school were also experiences for us.
Exactly.
And they didn't play with that.
Oh, no, you had to really be very serious about it. Exactly.
Yes. And things like reporting to work on time.
Yes.
And when you get to work, you are ready to work, being prepared to work.
And doing your best.
Doing your best when you get.
And not just going through the motions.
And looking your best, too.
Oh, absolutely. looking your best. That is really, I mean, because sometimes you look, even with some of our teachers, and you can't tell the teachers now, not to put them down, because they do a great job.
They do.
But you can't really tell them from the students sometimes, just because of the attire.
That's exactly right. But Mrs. Cochran and Mrs. Blaylock said that if you wanted to be a teacher, you needed to look and act like a teacher.
All right.
So you couldn't come in their classrooms with flip-flops on, because teachers didn't wear flip-flops as far as they were concerned.
Exactly.
And you couldn't wear rollers in your hair, and you couldn't wear sneakers and those kinds of things.
Right, and they were very well dressed in our day.
Yes, they were.
And so your family have really made a lot of sacrifices, because people that are in public service, your time is never your own.
No, it's not.
It's always daytime to the constituents. If they have a complaint, I'm one of those kind of constituents. If I work for your campaign, if I participate in the community process, I will be the one to call and say they didn't pick up my garbage. So how is your family adjusting to that?
My husband teases me that I stopped working on a job to get a check, to work for free, and have people call me all times of day and night. Yes.
Because if you actually average it out, it probably comes up to like the minimum wage.
It does. That's exactly right. And then I do a lot. I mean, I'm all over my city. I try to understand and know what's going on. In order to do that, you've got to be out there in the community. So many times by the time I get a check, I spend it all in gas, because I go from one place to another.
Right.
But my family has really adjusted. First of all, I have 2 grandchildren and a daughter in my city, and actually they don't live with us. So my husband and I are now the only 2 left at home, and my husband is still working.
Oh, okay.
And so, see, that makes a difference, because he's not there. He doesn't get off.
So he's not waiting for you.
He's not waiting for me to cook any dinner. For sure. As a matter of fact, he tells me that he's pretty independent. He can really get his own dinner. So we do okay with that. But a lot of times he will accompany me when I go out of town, or when I go to various churches, and I go to a lot of churches and a lot of church events and banquets and those kinds of things. He will take off and go with me. So we're kind of enjoying it together. But I can tell you that I really am having fun. I am enjoying doing this. I really do believe that this was what God has intended for me to do. It was a calling.
And I think the Albany State, which is such a major part of the community, not just being a student there, but being a part of the staff and the team there, actually prepared you to understand the bigger picture picture and how it all fits together.
And the importance of Albany State's economic impact on our community, and the importance of bridging the gap between the community and the faculty and staff. And I can tell you that our interim president, Dr. Dunning, has really, really been instrumental in helping us to do that. I also want to tell you that I have some ram heads down. You can look out of my office window and see ram heads on the street.
Now that says you are really,
I am a real ram.
A
but I'm
ram.
also trying to say to the community, you know, that we must embrace Albany State University and our other universities. You know, we have another college and a technical college.
Exactly.
So we are poised to do great things in terms of education. So we've got to make sure that everybody's working together.
And you have great companies there. You have Miller Brewing, Procter & Gamble,
M&M Mars, Marine Corps Logistics Base, Albany. And you know, you're talking 5,000 jobs right there.
Exactly. So a lot of people don't really understand because they've not been to Albany. They really don't understand so much is going on there.
So much is going on. And we are always looking for industry. As a matter of fact, we have a deal closing fund that is being used and can be used to entice industry and additional jobs to come to Albany.
Wow, how great
is that?
And
that has just been implemented in the last 4 or 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, so a visionary.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. We embrace change, and what we think we are doing is preparing our city for the future and preparing it for our children and grandchildren.
Your children and grandchildren, you want everybody to grow.
Yes.
No one should be left behind.
No one should be left behind. And we encourage that. We encourage that by in asking people to come and join us in the things that we do. We have a Mayor's Economic Development Coalition, and our only goal is just to educate the public about government and what it does. You know, we've had forums on the strengths and weaknesses of Albany, Georgia. We've had forums on education where we had the leaders from the educational institutions come together with the superintendent to talk about education and its impact on our community. And we have gentlemen there now who really understand that they are there to help Albany and Southwest Georgia. They also make a great economic impact on our community. And we talk about downtown redevelopment. We've had a forum on downtown redevelopment where we've had, as a matter of fact, we had a person from Columbus to come over. It was a part of that panel, and somebody from the Department of Community Affairs, you know, to come over and talk to us about downtown development and its importance and relationship to economic development. Because you know, trying to move forward. Because you know, there are a lot of industries. If your downtown is not growing and not moving, then they are not interested in coming.
Exactly.
So, and you got the young people to think about. You know, what
something
do they
want?
Want
to entertain them and keep them in the city.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
That's our goal.
Well, what we're going to do, Mayor, we're going to take our final break, go to our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Very good.
All right. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Warrior Outreach. Contact Command Sergeant Major Retired Sam Rhodes or Kathy Rhodes. Freedom Printing for all of your designer printing needs. Gunboat Plaza, Suite 18.
Hi, I'm Michael DeQuier, Band Director here at Albany State University. As you may or may not know, our marching band has been invited to the 2016 Tournament of Roses Parade. And with me is the Tournament of Roses Parade President, Mr. Mike Matheson.
Michael, it's been great to meet the band and the community and to drum up the support that your band's going to need to come to Pasadena.
Thank you very much, Mike. Well, to get there, we need your help. And you can help by visiting our website or calling the ASU Foundation. We will be in Pasadena, California, January 2016. Thank you very much.
Walmart's reason for supporting Thurgood Marshall College Fund is simple. We like to win. And we have been given a lot of exposure to some incredible talent. And we also believe that it's a part of our responsibility to the community to give back. This is a great opportunity to do both. It's been a wonderful experience for us through the years. We've appreciated our partnership. We believe in return on investment, and we have definitely had a remarkable return.
I'm Drew Brees, and being a dad means the world to me. And one of the most important things any parent can do is make sure their kids get active at least 60 minutes each day. Studies show that physical activity not only helps kids stay healthy, it can enhance important skills like concentration and problem solving, which can improve academic performance. This means physical activity can help your kids in the most important game of all, life.
Columbus's first New York-style buffalo wings restaurant. American Deli is not only known for the best buffalo wings in the area, they're also known for their fresh deli ingredients. Now you can enjoy the best New York-style buffalo wings in 2 locations. American Deli at 2004 Auburn Avenue, Columbus, Georgia, and American Wings and Deli at 2061 Highway 280 in Phoenix City. We're open Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday from noon to 8 p.m. American Deli, the best buffalo wings around.
Welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing my conversation with Albany State's best and brightest, the Mayor of Albany, Mayor Dorothy Hubbard. Mayor, you are just really on the ball. I am excited. Everyone that knows you, my good friend Mary Presley, when I told her I wanted to have you on, she said, oh, I know her. She's awesome, and I'm sure she's going to do it.
I love Mary, too.
Oh, yeah, she's awesome. But you are up for re-election.
I am.
And I know you have a vision because you have grandchildren, and I think it's a difference when people have children and grandchildren. And you've invested so much of your life and time in Albany, at Albany State, serving as a commissioner and now as the mayor. So I know that your goal is to move everybody forward. You don't want to leave anybody behind. No big eyes, no little U's. Yes.
The importance of working together.
Right. And so,
if we don't work together, we don't progress.
Exactly. So no one can be left behind.
Exactly.
So what do you want your legacy to be? When this is all over and your handsome 17-year-old grandson is going to pick up the baton and run with it, what do you want people to be able to say about his grandmother?
You know, I haven't given that a lot of thought because I'm doing what I know is the right thing to do, and I'm doing what I believe is God has called me to do. I mean, it was part of my destiny. But you know, as I think about what I'm doing and where I see us going, we have had our city merge our utility with our regular government, and we have looked at ways of eliminating duplication. We have combined departments that will allow us to do a better job of what we do and
more
do
efficient.
Yes, more efficiency, and so that's what I think is going to. The legacy is going to be. We're building rails to trails, and that rail and trail is going to go. Actually, it's not a rail; it's actually a trail. It's going to go from Albany to Terrell County.
So it's a walking or biking trail.
Right, yes, yes, and so we will be generating additional revenue. We will be bringing people into our community, people who walk and who bike and who do those kind of things. We will be bringing them into our community. And so I believe that that will be a part of the legacy will be that, you know, she was able to build a trail that had not been able to be done before. Also, we have there's an underpass there, and for years they had said the railroad's not going to talk to us about it. The railroad is not going to allow us to do anything to it. And I said, oh yeah, but we are going to bring everybody to the table. They don't want the railroad. They want to. Okay, it's okay because everybody's got a boss. And so if you tell the railroad people that the mayor wants to talk to them, if they don't want to talk to her, then we'll find out who their boss is and we'll get them to the table.
Go Albany State. That's how they taught us. Go up the chain. You know, we're going to respect the chain, but you know, we do have a right.
We have a right to so. And I think it was right for the people because, you know, you're talking potholes in various places, but we're getting a new bridge.
Really?
Yes, it's a bridge that's being done by the state. But down from that bridge on Broad Avenue is that underpass.
Right.
And that underpass is being remodeled, and it is something that the entire staff said couldn't be done. There is a mural on that going to be on. As a matter of fact, the mural part is complete, but we have not installed the lights. And it says Bridging Community.
Bridging Community.
Yes.
And that is so appropriate.
And that is going to, it is so appropriate because that is one of the, that underpass is what, and that river, that bridge is what brings the community from the east side across, through that underpass, across that bridge to the downtown area.
Right, so no longer a divided city, but one Albany.
One Albany, and that's the other thing we've done. We are working with the chamber, with the Economic Development Commission, with the schools, all of the schools, as I said, the colleges, the university, with the school system. All the nonprofits, the faith-based community,
all
our healthcare, all stakeholders to work with us. We're working together, and we've come up with a slogan. And the slogan, actually, we didn't come up with it. The EDC had a group to come up, but because we're working together so well, they said we are one Albany, and that is our slogan. And so that's going to. I think they'll remember that I did my very best to make sure that everybody worked together. That even the naysayers, I try to bring them along. At least if you don't like, just sit here and listen.
Exactly. You know? At least be a part.
Be a part of it.
Right.
You know?
And so you're not a leader where if you don't agree with what I say, then I don't want you to attend.
Exactly. No.
You want to hear what people. So
whatever.
maybe you can share your ideas and bring them over, and that's a sign of a good leader.
That's exactly right. And it can be scary sometimes because there are people who say, man told me, I am not voting for you because you didn't do such and such. And I said, and I have a reason why it was not done, and I'm going to get you the documents to show you why it was not done. It was for and in the best interest of this community that not be done.
Exactly.
And so that
you were able to stand behind it.
To stand behind it, and I said, and still we want you to join us as we move forward.
Right. You didn't try to isolate him.
No, make him feel bad because he had a different opinion.
And that's the thing, a sign of a good leader. People can agree to disagree with you. It doesn't mean that they're your enemy.
That's exactly
As a matter of fact, a very good leader will surround themselves with people that will tell them the truth versus what they want to hear.
That's exactly right.
And that's the thing I like about the president. He's like, no, I got to have some contact with the people outside because these folks in this bubble might just be telling me what I want to hear.
That's exactly right. So that's what you really have to do. You have to talk to everybody and listen to those people who don't necessarily agree with you. But I usually try to make the best decision that I can based on what the majority of the people want.
Okay. All right. So if people want to have you come and just talk to them, and of course you've spoken for the alumni scholarship events, women's events. I mean, I just want to put you on parade. I'm so excited.
I have been here. I was here also at Mary's Church at Friendship.
Oh, okay. So you've been there before.
Yes, and I had a ball. The old girl, they were my kind of church.
Oh, they was on fire.
They were on fire. Okay, yeah, I had a ball.
But you are Mayor Dorothy Hubbard at the City of Albany.
City of Albany, and I have an email address, dhubbard@albany.ga.us.
Well, I thank you so much for coming today. I'm expecting greater things. Always call on me. I will be boots on the ground. I'm a woman of my word, and I'm so very proud for the way that you represent the Albany State University. Thank you so much. All right. This has been Straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.